Hi everyone, this is Anders Ibsen from Windermere Professional Partners, managing broker of Anders Ibsen Homes. Now, another common question that I get from my home sellers or just neighbors who live in our area is something along the lines of, does this room that I have in my house need to have a closet to be considered a bedroom? It's a really normal question, especially in areas like North Tacoma with older housing, might have some funky floor layouts. And the answer to that question is not necessarily, but it depends. Now, there are some hard criteria for what actually does make a bedroom if you look at things like building code, for example. At the federal and local level, there are stipulations on what makes something a bedroom in building code, and they include criteria like square footage. Generally, a bedroom needs at least 70 square feet. It needs at least 7 feet of ceiling height. It needs what's called egress, which means that in the event of an emergency, like a fire, for example, you can get out of the room by something like a window, for instance. And there needs to be a door that connects the room to a common area, like a hallway. Now, notice in those hard criteria that closet space is not technically there. So in theory, you could have something without a closet be considered a bedroom, at least under hard criteria like federal or local building code. But there's more work than just the code itself. And I would say there's even a stronger law at work, and that law is the market itself. Specifically, buyer preferences and what buyers are looking for when they consider your home. Besides being a managing broker, I'm also a certified residential appraiser. And in the appraisal world, we actually have a term for this. It's called the principle of conformity. And it's kind of technical, but the layman's definition is along the lines of this. If you want to maximize the value of something, your best chance of doing that is to make that thing conform to the expectations of as many people as possible who want to buy it. And that sounds kind of technical, but it's really simple actually, and you see it everywhere in the marketplace. So here's one really clear example: starter homes. If you look online and you look at neighborhoods like, say, Hilltop or South Tacoma, for example, and you look at homes that are pretty conducive to being starter homes, maybe they're smaller bungalows or craftsmen or ramblers, for example, they're really conducive to something a first-time buyer would really prefer. Notice that there's something that a lot of them have in common, and that is a great deal of them are cosmetically updated, if you notice that. Maybe not structurally updated to things like the roof or siding or plumbing or whatnot, but generally speaking, things like flooring, like that newer LVP stuff, or carpeting, or kitchen updates like the countertops or cabinetry. A lot of the time, these homes are generally cosmetically updated to modern tastes. And you have to take a step back and just think for a second. Why is that the case? Well, the reason is simple. Who is most likely to buy those kinds of properties? Generally, they're first-time buyers. And do first-time buyers have lots of money left over when they buy a house? No. No, you spend years accumulating a down payment, then you spend it all on the down payment, and it's not like you have a spare $20 or $30 or more $1,000 left over for a kitchen remodel after buying your house, for example. So the implication of that is that first-time buyers are really willing to pay a premium for a really dialed-in turnkey house that's cosmetically updated, because that's their chance of having nice things at the time of purchase. The implication for you, if you happen to own such a property that's conducive for being a starter home, is that some amount of cosmetic updating could be a really good investment. And the reason, back to conformity, is that you are aligning your property with the expectations of the biggest group of people who actually want to buy it. That's the power of conformity. Now, back to the question of closets and bedrooms. Does your property need to have closet space for that room to be a bedroom? It really depends on the kind of property you have and what market you're in. So if you're looking at maybe a more modern home, like 80s, 90s, 2000s, or more recent, then the answer is unambiguously yes, because buyers expect closet space with modern homes. So if your room does not have a closet, then it's not a bedroom, it's a den, it's a bonus room, it's an office. But if your home was, say, a smaller bungalow or craftsman, say, in the North Slope Historic District built in the 1800s, then maybe. It could very well be considered a bedroom if the use conforms to what people are expecting. Because buyers who look at things like older homes expect maybe a little bit more funkiness in the floor plan, or at least they're a bit more forgiving of that. And the effect is almost a bit less adverse to the value or the marketability just because that conforms to the taste of what those people are looking for. So it's really less about finding some hard and fast rule that tells you what your house is or isn't, and it's more just about understanding the market or working with someone who does, so you can just simply understand who the people who are most likely to look at your house are and just giving them what they want. Conformity is a little bit counterintuitive because we often think of our homes in terms of what makes them special or unique, but if the goal is maximizing value, it's really just the opposite. It's really about understanding what homes are actually competing with your home and making your property as similar to them as possible. That's the power of conformity. It's counterintuitive, but it's highly profitable. If you ever have questions about this topic, the market, the neighborhood you're in, or if you have anything else you'd like to discuss, you're always welcome to reach out to me anytime. Call, text, or email. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.